Sheffield is a real culture of making sure that the work gets out, because in the end it's not just about us sitting here in our ivory tower, is it? It's about us getting out and making a real impact with what we're thinking and researching. So I'm a practice-based theatre PhD researcher, and I'm looking at age and ageing both in and through performance. So I'm looking at how age and older people are portrayed on stage in mainstream and more contemporary performance, but also I'm working with a group of older people to make performance, looking at their experiences of having lived, having aged and being older now. Sheffield's got a real culture of engaging with the city and is plugged into lots of different organisations and institutions. I've had lots of opportunities to present my work in a theatrical context. I've given presentations at the Mobile University. That was very interesting, on the top deck of a bus. But also we've performed for 50 plus AGM. We've performed in supported housing projects, we've performed at the Winter Gardens, and that engages with people from all walks of life.
I've been involved with quite a few public outreach projects, but the main one was we've actually got a module as part of the Advanced Metallics where we're given a small budget in groups to create our own public outreach project, so it can be anything. We chose to do a stop motion animation. It's called the Metal Lab. And it focuses on two metals which test and compare their material properties in a kind of fun and silly way. It's just a nice introduction to children and the general public to what material science is all about. It's been really successful. It's been viewed in over 50 countries, so it's nice to see that projects actually are used and seen. Through being involved in public outreach, I've learned that people are genuinely interested in what we do, and once you start talking to them, they want to know more, which is the whole idea of public outreach. So once you start talking to other people and they become interested, it kind of reinvigorates your interest and drive to carry on.
The first paper from my PhD is going to be published in a few weeks, which is about the synthesis of my materials. It's really important to get your research published, because there's no point in doing good work if no one gets to see it. Once I finish my PhD, I'm hoping to get a postdoctoral position at another institution. My experience of publishing should help me with making applications and really with putting myself at the forefront of my field.
A lot of research about young children and television tends to focus on really negative impacts and looks at the kind of impact of television on children. I wanted to look much more into the everyday lives of children. So my project will involve working with 3- and 4-year-olds in their own homes, looking at their everyday lives, how and why they engage with television and what kind of meaning they make from it.
This piece of research was attractive to us here at the BBC because it was a longitudinal piece of research. This piece of work is a luxury to us because we'll have access to research that covers a longer period of time.
In children's, we take our audience incredibly seriously. We want to know what they think. This piece of academic research is robust from that point of view, in that it gives us responses to criticisms and questions that we might be asked. But that's one of the joys. We've been able to connect with different universities, whether it's to do with animation or media studies. And in this case, this is about really understanding our audience. And in a way, it's about giving them a voice.
I didn't really see myself as going back to do a PhD after having worked for so many years, but it's been everything I could have hoped for. That feeling of just going through to CBeebies to meet with the team was fantastic.